Hello, how you're doing? Welcome back to Where Pompey Walk. Who saw that coming at Ellen Road? What a performance from Pompey. Here to review it all is our Portsmouth team on Where Pompey Walk. Wow. Look at all the Pompey fans that we have on the screen that are very happy. First of all, to be back this weekend. We'll get a Luton fan on in a minute. But wow, what a performance from Pompey. We have Sam, Samuel, Kyle, Sam M, Sasha, and Jake to talk to. And my goodness, we've got another 10 Pompey fans on this week to talk about it. But we'll come to Samuel first in the middle there. Where do we start with that game, Samuel? Tell us about what were the positives for you. We'll come on to the defence in a minute. Let's go for positives first. Somebody enjoyed that?
The fight and determination. Sorry, my voice has gone a little bit since yesterday in the pub watching that. The fight and determination from the poor start, to be honest, we looked frantic and panicking, and then to come back into it and show as much fight as we did against the league favourites, and then obviously being 90 seconds away from winning the game. It's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Sam, after 20 minutes of the first half, be honest. What were your thoughts?
I thought it was going to be 4 or 5, to be honest. Crossbar was our man of the match for the first 20 minutes there. Yeah, it was scary. It was a scary introduction to the championship there.
But Kyle, there's no motto, isn't it? Just stay in the game. If you can't get an attack, just don't concede. And certainly, some bodies went on the line there, didn't they? In that first half.
Just a few. To be fair, it's almost like we had 13 players on the pitch at one point, just trying to keep him out, but we kept him out as good as we could. So very happy with that.
Sam M, who were your standout performers?
For me, it was Marlon Pack. I think he really controlled the game out there, especially for the first goal where he found Sorensen. That ball over was just superb. So yeah, I was a big fan of him.
We'll talk about the defence in a second, Sasha, but I can't believe we're saying that you've gone to Ellen Road and you've conceded 3 and still come away with a point. Lots to do defensively, but just from an attacking point of view, I know you only had 5 shots and scored 3 of them. But what impressed you most about the build-up play that led to those goals? Obviously, one was from a free kick, and one was a couple of us for a goalkeeping error. But what stood out for you?
I think we were incredibly clinical. I think that was probably what took us over the line, and the service from players like Pack, like was mentioned a second ago, that was the difference.
Jake, will ask you then to do the hard bit here. They've got obviously a Carabao Cup game and then back to training before Luton come. What needs to be worked on in training from a defensive point of view?
That is a difficult bit. I think more so in midfield, really, keeping hold of the ball. If you look at the goals that we conceded, it was from us giving the ball away. Defensively, I think we did okay. Obviously, they had 22 shots and a lot of them were blocked. So there's a lot to work on. I'm not sure whether we'll play the same team on Tuesday, whether we might rest some players for Luton next Saturday. But yeah, I'd be focusing on the midfield more than defence, to be honest.
Thanks for that, Jake. Samuel, back to you. It was always a game where we weren't going to learn too much about Portsmouth, to be honest, was it? It was. I think we'll learn a lot more when they play Luton on Saturday. But actually, what we did learn is actually, for me anyway, you're gonna be all right this season, aren't you?
Yeah. Obviously, there's some worries, especially when the squad came out with no Yengi. That was a surprise to a lot of people. I do think a lot of people were expecting the drubbing. But yeah, no, it's the same Portsmouth. You skip the city through the club. It's an island mentality. It's fighting determination. We always knew we had that. We haven't seen it before John Mousinho, but under Mousinho, we've seen it. See, with last season, we had 4 or 5 last-minute winners the last few minutes of games. Well, obviously, the game that won us the league as well with Barnsley just proved that we weren't good in the game, but we pull on through. And I think that showed, and that's what we'll need this season.
Okay. Kyle, how did the new boys do?
Sorensen, obviously, in his debut, got his goal. It's always nice, just a bit of confidence for him, just so he can find his feet. Dozzell is one of them. When it's a midfield, it can either go really good or really bad. I think he was sort of middling. He was fortunate to be alongside Pack, who's played out of his skin, to be fair. So he carried him a little bit. But it's nice to see that the new boys did find their feet. You know, still very, very attacking. It was nice. It's nice. I think we've got some good players there.
Okay. I'm going to talk about the penalty now. The Leeds fans say, no way. Was that a penalty? Sam, without your blue tinted glasses on, was that a penalty for you?
All I'll say, Mark, is that we as Pompey fans have had some bad luck in the past, and it's about time we have some good luck.
I'll take that as a no then. Sam, what's your view?
Well, I think Sadie, he's not one to go down easy. And I think if you do look at it, he's all over him. So I'm going to be biased. I'm saying, yeah, that's a pen.
Sasha, if that's given against you, you're screaming from the stands, aren't you?
Absolutely, but we're screaming for the right reasons this time, so I'm not complaining.
Okay, I'll take that one. And Jake, I think you were there, Ellen Road. What was? I mean, I could hear the Pompey fans all game. To be honest, they outsung Leeds for the most part. What was it like? Was it like back being an away game where you've got a full atmosphere for the full game? I know away games in League One were dull and quiet at times. Was that as good as it got yesterday?
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, to be fair, the home crowd were great as well. But even before the game, the atmosphere was building, and you could just tell it was going to be a great game. And both sets of fans were brilliant the whole way through. And yeah, to be fair to Leeds fans, I've seen quite a lot on Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it, saying that Pompey are probably the best away support they've seen there for many years. So yeah, it was brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely class to say that you travelled all that way on a Saturday is one thing, but for Saturday at 12:30 is, hats off to Pompey, and I'm sure we'll be saying that a lot this season on the Tuesday night games in particular. Let's get our Luton fan in, shall we? Because you can all be happy with a point at Ellen Road, but here's where the real game starts, isn't it? At home against Luton. Let's get our Hatter in. Crikey, another Sam. Welcome, Sam, to the Pompey walk. As a Luton fan, you been impressed by Pompey?
I think so, yeah. I think to go to Leeds away, score 3, get a point is very impressive, especially for their first game back.
Yeah, we haven't seen you boys play yet because, of course, your game is against Burnley on Monday night before we were recording this. Tell the Pompey fans what sort of shape Luton are in terms of injuries and what we've been looking like in pre-season.
Well, we've got quite a few injuries. We have quite a few centre-backs injured, and our best midfielder is still injured, Nakamba. So we have quite a few injuries. Pre-season's been a bit mixed. We've been quite easy to play against, conceding quite a lot, but our attack is still pretty good.
Okay. Samuel, do you think you have a chance against Luton? I mean, we talked about it last week, this is the most difficult start of any team. Leeds away, Luton at home. Would you take a draw now?
Yeah, I'll take a draw now. Obviously, looking at yesterday, I think I said it last week on the Leeds review. We can play anyone in the league if we play the way we want to play, and we showed that yesterday. So, yeah, I'll take a point. But again, you're at home. We'll have the crowd behind us back in the Championship. So why can't we win?
Sam, would you take a point now? Luton, Sam, I mean.
It depends how we get on against Burnley. I think I probably would, because I think first game at home, I think Portsmouth would be quite tough. I think probably would, although we should really be trying to win every game if we're trying to go up. But I would take a point.
All right, let's get a score prediction from you. Kyle, you can take it this week.
Yeah, I'll go for a Desmond. Bit the old 2-2, to be fair.
Okay. Sam? Luton, Sam?
I would go for a 2-2 as well. I think there'd be a lot of goals.
Okay, I'll take that. Thanks, Sam, for dropping on. We'll catch you as the season goes on, I'm sure. Cheers for joining us. In the meantime, let's rate some takes. Okay, I'm not sure we can fit you all on here, but we'll go for it. So, first one says, well, you take the point, but defending needs to improve massively. 45 other times that would have been 6 or 7. Anyway, not to complain. Very happy with the point on to Luton. Play up Pompey. Sam, do you see this as Pompey got away with one? And any other time that game does end 5-0?
Yeah, I mean, we were lucky at sometimes. Them hitting the crossbar a couple times as well, and yeah, like I said, there could have been 4 or 5 within the first 20 minutes. To be honest, after thinking about it now, I was a little disappointed that we tied the game after going 3-2 up in the 92nd minute. But you know what? That's football, and if you offered us a point before the game, I would have bitten your hand off. So.
When Harrison was sent through, though, in the very last kick, you all must have thought
I can't believe he missed that. His goal was harder to score than his chance that he had. I can't believe he missed it.
Yeah, and he was being booed by Leeds fans 2 weeks ago. So had he scored that, I think all would have been forgiven. Sam M. What about the second one there? Norwich should be saving their second and third goals. We're going to talk about goalkeepers in a second. Do you agree with that?
It's a tough one. I can see where he's coming from, because obviously I think his position was a bit off for both of them. But he's been very good for us, especially last season. I think he made a good couple of saves against Leeds. So I think just stick with him.
Okay. We are going to be reviewing each position then for Portsmouth as the weeks progress. Next week is central defenders. This week is goalkeepers. So we'll start by looking at what you have. This was up to date from 11 versus 11 up to this week. So Jordan Archer in from QPR, and of course Norris, who we've already talked about. Sasha, are you light in this department currently? Where do you view your goalkeeping options? Norris injury, and you're screwed, aren't you?
Yeah, absolutely. I know the club want to bring in a third choice option. Whether that is a third choice goalkeeper or someone to replace Archer. But I think it's too early to tell whether we're too light in the goalkeeping department. Like it was mentioned, Norris was brilliant for us last season, and the only test he's had is Leeds away. You can only ask so much. So I guess give it some time. We'll see whether we're light or not.
Okay, Jake, what's your view on goalkeeping at Pompey? Do we certainly need one more?
Yeah, I think so. If you look at Archer, he's probably, we haven't really got much to judge him on. I think in the last 5 years, he's made 5 or 6 appearances for various clubs. With Norris, I think when we first signed him, there's a lot of Peterborough fans who were saying that he was he was poor, but he's been absolutely brilliant for us last year. And I'm quite comfortable for him, to have him as our number one. The issue is if he does pick up a knock, we're very light. Other than that, we've got a young lad, Toby Stewart, who's out on loan at the moment, who's very highly rated. Whether he's ready for the Championship or not, I don't know. So, yeah, it probably would be good to bring another one in.
Okay. All right. Time for some extra sign questions then. Cheers, fellas. Okay, 90 seconds on the clock. You know how this works. I'll come to each of you. 1 word or 2 word answers only, if that's okay. We'll do it in the order which we can see on the screen to make it easier. Sam, Starting with you. Who was the unsung man of the match for you against Leeds?
Williams.
Okay, Samuel, based on what you saw against Leeds, where will Leeds and Pompey now both finish in the league?
I still think Leeds will finish top. It's hard to judge the first game weekend. Obviously, you've got to take time to gel. I think we'll finish with the right additions 14th.
Thank you very much. Sasha, you're in training this week and you're picking the 11 that start against Luton. Do you make any changes? And if so, where?
I'd like to see Yengi start. I'd like to see him play in the championships. Yeah. Other than that,
Same 11 out. Yep. Okay. Jake, Millwall visit first in the Carabao Cup. Would you sooner beat Millwall or would you sooner beat Luton?
I would definitely take the win against Luton. Let's be honest, we're not going to win the Carabao Cup, so I'm quite happy to go out that early and take the win on Saturday.
That is. Talking about the Carabao Cup, Kyle, if I was to offer you a Carabao Cup win, you take the trophy home, or a playoff final at Wembley at the end of this season, which one would you have?
Playoff final.
Okay. Sam, same question to you, but this time the Carabao Cup win is against Southampton and you beat them 3-0 at Wembley in the final. Do you still take the playoff final?
Yeah, I'm going to have to, yeah.
I can't believe you said that. Unbelievable. Okay. Okay, finally then, Sam, could you just quickly give us a score of the referee? We're doing referee watch against Leeds. I mean, Leeds fans will obviously have a different view on this. What's your view of the referee?
I think he controlled the game well. I'd go 7 out of 10.
Okay, cool. And finally, Sam, it's Derby week next week. We've got Swansea against Cardiff. We've also got Sheffield Wednesday against Leeds. What is the biggest derby in the Championship this season?
Probably the Sheffield Derby.
Okay. And Sasha, if Southampton had been in the league, would that answer be different for you?
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Premier League does kick off then this week. We won't talk about the Saints too much on this channel, but Jake, where do you see them finishing? Genuinely, as a football
20th.
fan?
Yeah, 20th, straight back down.
I think Southampton fan last year was gutted they went up because they wanted to entertain you guys twice in a season and then go up the following year, but never mind. Right, Pompey back. First, from a neutral point of view, God, thank you. I really enjoyed that. I was watching Oxford Norwich and then switched over as soon as I saw that you'd gone 2-1 up and watched to the end. So yeah, if every game's like that, this is going to be an entertaining 20-minute chat each week. Thank you all. Enjoy the Millwall game, but it's not going to be there yet, and I'm sure it's not going to be too entertaining. Enjoy the trip against Luton next week. We'll be talking about central defenders, and we're also going to be reviewing who we got the week after. I can't even think now. Help me out. After Luton, you've got
Middlesbrough.
Okay,
Borough,
Middlesbrough, yeah. Borough, yeah. Okay, we'll have our Borough fan on next week to review that game. With us, thank you very much, all of you. Enjoy your football this week, and if you're a Pompey fan, please subscribe. We know there's lots of Pompey content out there. This is the shortest, fastest, quickest, most compact review of all Pompey stuff you'll find on the internet, and with a whole gaggle of Portsmouth fans why would you not want to? Cheers, fellas, and thanks for watching.
Take care.